I'm recording a little tutorial video about how to take old books and make them into new journals. Okay, I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to gut an old book and to put a new journal in it to make a nice junk journal. This is an old Reader's Digest condensed book. I love using these for journals because they're condensed books anyway, so you don't mind tearing them up so much, but the covers are often pretty and still in really good shape. So I'm going to take one of the pieces of paper from the book and I'm going to use it for a pattern. So I need my end papers to be, each one to be twice as big as one of these sheets of paper. So I'm going to just make a pattern of double the size. You could even just use two pieces of paper. That would be the easier way. Whoops. And I've got a stack here of two sheets of the scrapbooking paper. So now I'm just gonna cut along my pattern line. It's better to cut bigger if you're in doubt of how big to cut, because you can always trim it off later. Okay, and then I'm gonna take both those sheets of paper and fold them in half. And then I'm going to make sure that they're the right size for the book. And I even folded that wrong way, but I can just switch it now. Okay, so my end paper will look like that. So let's try it. The best way is probably to paint this on, but I'm just going to put the glue on and then use a paintbrush to even it out. But you can totally just open up your glue bottle, use an old yucky paintbrush you're not going to use for paint anymore, and because this could leave lines if I leave it like this on the paper from it drying unevenly. So see, I'm evening out all that glue, making sure there's not too much so it doesn't bubble the paper. And I'm kind of keeping it inside a little bit so that it doesn't get on other pages. Just evening it out. Okay, and it's okay to get a little more on the spine. All right, now the fun part. I'm going to take one of my end papers and I'm gonna place it right inside. Oh, I love that. And then I'm gonna make sure this page, it's all gooey now, is right on the spine where it's supposed to be. And I'm gonna push that edge all the way back to the spine. And then I'm gonna smooth it on. Once it's all smooth and there's no glue on the surface anymore, I'm going to close it. And then I'm going to make sure that the journal's all the way pushed down so that that spine will adhere to the glue. That's great. Now if I wanted to, and I'm going to go ahead and add another end paper on the other side of this journal. And I kind of like adding end papers even in between the chapters of books. It doesn't have to be at the end. I just think that color inside is a really fun pop in the middle of a journal, and then it's a nice way to separate spaces if you want to. So I'm just doing the same thing, just evening out the glue making sure I don't get the brush on the outside of the pages, but just evening out that glue. And now I'm going to take that second end paper. Looks like I put a line in the wrong place, but that will be okay. I'm going to place it. Okay, I love the glue. These the Elmer's glue really are the gel glue, because you can still, if you place it in the wrong place at first, you can kind of, it's wet enough that you can push it around to where you need it to go. So I'm just smoothing that out. Then I want to make sure that the spine is going to adhere. I'm going to push that spine all the way down. Oops, looks like it was a little too high on that end paper. Whoa! So I'm going to reposition it because it's still wet. It's kind of nice that it doesn't dry right away. And push it all together. Probably need to wash my hands so they don't have glue, but I'm not going to because I'm making a video. Uh-oh. You'll get a few wrinkles like that, but they should dry, so I wouldn't worry about them. When they dry, the wrinkles will come out. Then you've got your nice journal, and then another end paper, and then lots of cool pages. Which leads me to, I'm going to show you something cool you can do even if you leave the pages in.